Hello, ranchers. Believe it or not, this is our last Mindfulness with Marsha for the year 2019 and for December. We'll have our gift number 6 today, and then I'll pick up with a few gifts in the new year, but we're going to take a break for the next couple weeks. So this is our last time together. So I want this to be really special, and right now, I'd like you to take a moment just to pause. Take a moment to pause, and it may be helpful for you to close your eyes or have a downward look and just listen. Use your senses just to listen. And as you allow your mind to settle into hearing, try to listen around my voice to the sounds that have the same nature, similar to like sensations or feelings in your body or thoughts. What I mean by that is notice how sounds appear and sometimes disappear. And each time a sound disappears, it doesn't leave a trace. It's gone. There's a silence until perhaps another sound takes its place. You can come back to watching the video. I've shared previously in Mindfulness with Marsha that sound, listening, but sound specifically can be an object of mindful focus. It can be a way to pause and just take notice, as we just did for just a few minutes, to the mindfulness practice of paying attention to hearing, to listening, to sound. And yes, we've spoken about even the most annoying sounds, like a horn blaring outside, or in the morning, my alarm clock sounds like it's a train coming into my room some mornings, that sound of it beeping, or people yelling. Well, those sounds could be perceived differently when we bring mindfulness to them. We talked about the annoyance of sounds sometimes doesn't come from the sounds themselves. It comes from our interpretation that those sounds are bad. And when we bring mindfulness to it, we can shift our relationship from aversion to curiosity, allowing those sounds to rise and to fall, to be aware of them and to let them go, and to lessen a negative impact. But today, we're not going to look at that side of the coin. We're going to look at positive sounds, joyful sounds. So your precious present number 6, we're going to focus specifically and hopefully on the pleasant sound of the holiday season, one being music. Jingle bells. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. I better stop singing or you might go away. Hey, I'm not a very good singer, but jingle bells, the sound of jingle bells. It's probably one of the first songs we might have learned in school as children. You know, today our Minot DMS Student Council, well, they declared it Red and Green Day. So I'm decked out in red and green all the way to my socks. But yesterday it was Ugly Sweater Day, and one student, I'll call him G, well, he went all out all the way. He had decorations of stuffed animals hanging. I mean, he made his own ugly sweater. It was so cool. He had lights, and guess what? He also had bells. So music in the forms of instruments and singing, the singing of carols and Christmas songs, well, it can be found throughout the holiday season. And it doesn't matter what religious observance will hear those sounds at this time of the year. beautiful, magnificent memories going way back for me as a very young child consists of lots and lots of music, both at home and at school. I couldn't wait. I loved the day after Thanksgiving when my mom finally allowed me, but she did it when I was little, to retrieve out of the special storage place her Christmas records, her vinyl, her albums. And for those of you who are young and have no idea what I'm talking about, this is a good time for you to have a little collaboration with the more mature colleagues at the ranch to find out what is records, vinyl, and album. See, she had her albums, the ones that she played daily, the hot hits, I guess, of her time. Oh, I remember Johnny Mathis and Nat King Cole and Percy Faith and his orchestra. And oh, yes, I remember all the moms were swooning over Andy Williams. Well, there were just so many. But then she had a couple albums that were just for kids, sung by amazing artists that unfortunately are no longer living today with us. But they've left an indelible mark in my brain. Artists like Burl Ives. And yes, the voice of the snowman in that animated favorite TV show on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and he sings silver and gold. That's Burl Ives. Oh, and there was Rosemary Clooney and Jimmy Boyd, seeing Mommy kissing Santa Claus. Yep, the list goes on and on for people that most of you have probably never heard of. But as I mentioned, their songs are really engraved in my heart and mind forever. Even today, I listen to these tunes and some of the others from my adulthood, like I think of Natalie Cole and Hall & Oates and Moody Blues. They're just some of my favorites. I have a special storage place of CDs. Like my mom had her stash of vinyl. I have my stash of CDs, and I can't even tell you how many. I have a lot of Christmas music. I really enjoy it, and I do bring it out after Thanksgiving. You know, Spotify is so fun because you can make playlists for just about anything. So for gift number 6, I've created Marcia's Holiday Sounds. And of course, I've included the link so that you can listen. It was so hard to choose a dozen, but I chose 12 from several of the decades I mentioned earlier of my favorites. So for the next couple weeks, in fact, until we meet again, pause and enjoy Marcia's Holiday Sounds. Perhaps it'll inspire you to make your own playlist. I hope, though, that you find something old, something new, something borrowed, and something mindfully joyful in these sounds that I'm going to share. May you enjoy these times with pause, joy, and a little sprinkle of self-care through mindfulness during the holidays. Until next year, 2020, January 8th, please be well.